Hi friends, Ian here again to tell you about some shows happening. Remember Pittsburgh, tomorrow, Saturday 24th at noon till around like 9 or 10. The Pay It Forward Fest is happening at the Stage at Karma. It's a charity event for a little girl who has cancer and they're raising money for her. It's going to be a great day full of metal. Headliners are Hot Gospel from New Jersey. We have Improvidence from Pittsburgh, Outcast from Kentucky, and then you also just stacked from Pittsburgh. We got Grey Walker, 156 Silence, Hymnless, Nullity, Thorn, Bury Thy Kingdom. It's going to be a great night. It's $12 pre-sale and $15 at the door. And if you can't make it to the gig, I highly suggest you donate to a great cause. On Monday, March 26th at the Bush now in Oakland, Jouska from Albany, New York are rolling through, as well as Punch Drunk Tagalongs from Cleveland. They're playing with some of my favorite Pittsburgh bands, as well as great friends of mine, Distant Futures and Pro Video, as well as Alvin Rowe. Doors are at 7 and only cost $5 to $7 to get in. If you message any of the artists, that's how you can get the address to get there. And it's going to be a great night, so I highly suggest you be there. And New York friends, don't forget about the next Sweet Static gig that's happening tomorrow, Saturday, March 24th. It's a benefit against gun violence in collaboration with Every Town for Gun Safety. It's a stacked bill with Big Bliss, Logan X, Bizarre Sharks, and Headless Elvis. It's happening at Pet Rescue. Doors are at 8, music's at 9, and it's only $5 admission. I wish I could be there, but sadly I'm in Pittsburgh. But if you're in Brooklyn or in the surrounding area, please head out and party hard for me. Well, I hope you got your show fixed. I know it's going to be a busy couple weeks for me, but in the meantime, let's start the show.
No static. No static. No static. No static. At all.
Hi, hello friends, and welcome back to No Static at All, the podcast where we talk about the best music you haven't heard yet. I'm your host, Ian Compton, and thanks for tuning in to episode 5. In this episode, I had the pleasure of sitting down with the Sonder Bombs from Cleveland, Ohio, who we premiered their song Shitty Boyfriend a couple weeks ago. They played at Cafe Verona down in Oakland, and it was a heck of a set. I think in the interview I worded it as it should be illegal for a band to sound so good in a basement, but Cafe Verona is a really, really small basement. They got a lot of padding and stuff up, but so it helps with sound, and it does sound good in there, but Sonder Bombs just sounded extra good. So you know you're tight when you sound that good in a basement. But before we get into the interview, I gotta tell you a story. So last Friday, David, myself, and Laurel played an acoustic string machine gig at the Bloom Effect in Oakland. Also, it was Dilly K's birthday, so we had a crazy adventure for me to get out of work a half hour earlier than I usually do and fly down there so we could see him, which we did. It all worked out. We ate at Blue Sparrow Food Truck. I got a Korean Philly cheesesteak. It was delicious, and I have no complaints. But anyway, we played this gig at the Bloom Effect. Where Folk opened, and that was the first time I've ever seen her. She's a great songwriter. I'm really excited for the album she's working on. Then Bruiser Beat played a really cool, noisy pop set with, this weird harpsichord keyboard thing and hitting an acoustic guitar and singing with all these delayed and reverb effects. Real cool, high-pitched vocal style. I really like what Bruiser Beat's doing. I'm definitely going to be checking out more. And from Lancaster, PA, Last Arizona played, who's Cam Hartman, who originally was from Pittsburgh, who was the first guy who ever booked David and the Boys down in Pittsburgh. So he's A-OK in my book and writes some really nice soft acoustic songs. But we played a real nice gig. It was a really nice night. Alec, who lives at Bloom Effect, who's also in Vireo and Birth Rates, is just such a nice person. It was really nice seeing Alec. And his roommate, Haley, who I met that night, is also in a really cool project called Baseball Dad, who opened for Sonder Bombs. I actually missed her set, and I'm really bummed out I did, but I'm hoping I can catch her soon. But it was a really awesome night. Left early, didn't leave early, but it was an early night. We got in our car, me and Laurel were getting our GPS all ready. We were a Pediddle at this point. I don't know if you know what a Pediddle is, but a Pediddle is a car that only has one headlight. So we're a Pediddle, and we're ready to go. We have everything set up. I turn the headlights on to go, and I just watch our other headlight die. And then I just turn the lights off, and I just look at Laurel. She looks at me, and I know what I have to do. As a parent, I know what I have to do. But for some reason, I just had to call someone. So I called David, because he just left the gig. And though he's much younger than me, I go to him for a lot of the problems that happened in my life. So I call David, and I go, David, here's the lowdown. Both my headlights are out. I only got my high beams. I'm in the middle of Pittsburgh. What do I do, man? And he says to me, and I will never forget this, David Beck says to me, sometimes you gotta pay in change, man. And I flipped on my high beams, and I rode all the way through Oakland, up 579, up 28, and all the way up Route 8, hitting most of the red lights that I never hit. More cars out than I have ever seen that late at night. Just high beaming everybody. You know, just pain and change. Just pain and change. But we made it home. Headlights are fixed. All things work out in the end, and because of that terrible experience, I have one of the best David Beck quotes of all time. So, all things are good.
It's time for a No Static at All single premiere.
And now for your listening pleasure, an exclusive premiere of Breathwork by Pittsburgh's very own Andalusia, off their forthcoming debut album, Another Time, Another Place. If you're a fan of ambient electronic music, you're gonna love this one. Take some deep breaths and enjoy. So this past Monday, me and my friend Cody went down to Cafe Verona and saw the Sonder Bombs. They blew me away with how tight they were and how full sounding they sounded. All their songs were real well rounded and well crafted. They have the energy of a band that's only been playing together for around a year, but play like they've been playing together for 15. It was a pleasure watching their set, and even more of a pleasure getting to talk to them and getting to know them a little more. They're all so nice, Eric, Jimmy, and Willow. And I think you guys are going to really enjoy this interview. I know I did, and, well, enough talking about it. Let's just listen to it. Enjoy.
Well, you guys want to start with introducing yourselves and saying whatever you want to say?
Oh, man.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure.
I'm Willow.
Okay, one.
I'm Jimmy, and I play the old 6-string in the band.
I'm Eric, and I play drums.
Slapping the skins.
Actually slapping them because he
Skin
bled
slapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, tore his knuckle up.
Alrighty. And you guys are the Sonder Bombs from Cleveland, Ohio,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which gets a lot of shit in this area.
Oh, yeah, and Pittsburgh gets a lot of shit in Cleveland.
It's all
I believe
football.
it.
It's
it's all
all
football.
stupid sports that mean a lot,
Just-
apparently.
They mean a lot to a lot of people. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's a game. Like, so many people take a game so serious.
My
It's
dad
great.
included. My dad's from Pittsburgh, but we moved to Cleveland, and he fucking hates the Browns. And one day he took me to a Browns versus Steelers game when I was 11 years old, and we sat in the dog pound, which is like the hardcore Browns fans. And he wore a Steelers jersey, and he had a terrible towel.
Oh,
And
the terrible
He got
towel.
a whole beer poured on him by like this drunk dude.
Oh, that's
and
hate.
that guy
Straight
ended up,
hate.
And the guy ended up getting tased by like the police officers because he was just so obnoxious.
Oh.
I'm like 11, and there's people just like saying every word, like racial slurs. To my dad. Like he's like,
Did
what?
anyone defend him besides the guy who tased the guy? Which
Well,
I'm
there's
assuming
some,
was
there's
a
like
cop
some
or
people
security.
like, hey, there's a kid, and people are just like, I don't care.
Oh, my God.
It
This is
was
more important than that.
it was nuts.
That sports will do that, though, you know?
It's weird.
I've never really cared for sports, though. That being said, I've always had a good time, going to sporting events. It's more for like people watching, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last sporting event I've been to.
Yeah, neither do I.
I think I went to a hockey game for like a school function
Like a high school hockey game?
before college.
Okay.
But it wasn't like a college team. Like, I got free tickets through college.
Oh, is it for like the Lake Erie Monsters or some shit?
Yeah.
Because they're always giving out tickets. Like, no one wants to go see them, and they're always just like,
Oh,
you could literally find free
Yo,
tickets in
Monsters
any
games
dive
are
bar in
They're so
Cleveland.
cool.
It's so
Fights
fun.
happen. Fights happen at hockey games.
They
The
do.
fight doesn't happen. It's not a good game. But the refs let the fight happen for a little bit because that's what people come for.
Like,
and
if
then
I'm
they
gonna
break
watch
it up.
sports, though, I'm just gonna do it from like the comfort of my own house. I'm not gonna like go out.
True.
No, but you
Spend
just
money.
get free tickets.
Basketball's fun to watch though.
Yeah, but also it's like that's so many people, and like most of them
Yeah.
I don't want to be around. So like,
That's true. A lot of bros.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of bros at football games.
So, like, I'll just enjoy.
When the Cavs won the finals, though, I was a pretty big sports fan. I must say so myself. I pretended like I was like #1 Cleveland fan ever. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, everybody rode that high note.
even if
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
give a shit about sports, it's like when your team is winning, and Cleveland never wins anything.
Ever.
Ever.
It's terrible.
Like
We got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum.
That's,
all
that's
right?
the only thing they got going for us.
But
though.
if we don't even host the nominations every year. It's like every 3 years or something like
Yeah.
that.
Not to
There you go.
mention like, that's a whole nother issue. The Rock Hall. That's just a whole nother issue.
There's not enough drum sets at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's not.
I agree.
Yeah.
They have like the ZZ Top fuzzy drum set from that like 80s video, and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
where's Bonham? Where's Pert? I'm sorry, I'm a drummer, so I get heated.
Aw.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
a pert drum set would be sweet.
Right?
You could, like sit around and then it would rotate 360 degrees around you.
Oh, is that the one that's like in that cage?
It's
Or
literally
what
just
am
like
I-
full circle. Like he has it so.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's like just like an orb of like cymbals and like toms and shit, right?
And
Yeah.
behind him's an electric drum set, and he does a wicked drum solo.
And xylophone too. So he'll like
Love
play
rock.
a
Just
beat
every
with his left
percussive.
hand, and he'll play like a melody with his right hand,
Oh,
and it's
shit.
just like ridiculous. And then like since then, like I know like Joey Jordison from Slipknot, like he had a drum set that like took him up like 90 degrees, like so he was like literally like parallel to the ground. He was like, and it rotated 90 degrees. It kept rotating and stuff. I don't know.
Tommy Lee did that too from Motley Crue.
And I
He
think
floated
Travis
over the
Barker
crowd,
from
yeah.
Blink-182 did
Yeah.
it.
Tommy
It's so
Lee.
everybody copies each other. You know, nobody's original.
Yeah, no one's original anymore.
No, not even us. All my drum fills.
Like
are-
you say that as if like.
Oh, your drum fills
Oh, my
are
drum
very
fills are
tight,
other
very
people.
tasteful.
There are other people's drum fills though. Just like I don't take them from the same person, so nobody like catches on. It'll be like a Chad Smith drum fill, and then like I'll have to throw in a Trey Cool drum fill to throw people off the
Yeah.
sun.
It's okay. When I was like learning ukulele, like I would like learn like covers, and I just look up the chords like normally on guitar, and then I'd look up the chords for like what those chords were on ukulele, and I'd play it, and then like I just wrote so many songs like stolen from like other bands' chord progressions, but like it's on a different instrument, and it's like it is a different song, but like man,
It sounds totally different though.
it sounds totally different, but it's just funny because like everybody
Yeah.
does that.
Well, there's only so many chords that exist. You're gonna come across something that's already out there.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
just,
every song has already been written like to a degree. Like,
it's just different leads or different drum fills here. different
Exactly. That's why
words,
I don't get why
know.
there's the argument against rap. Like we're all producers, we're all mixers, just changing it up. Like
Mhm.
yeah.
everything I play is like just a whole step down. It's probably the same thing that some other guy
Yeah.
plays
Yeah.
in standard.
We were just talking about Chance the Rapper about how acid rap's not on Spotify anymore because of like the sampling and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I don't give a fuck if he like got those samples without permission. Like those songs were awesome, and I'm pissed I can't go listen to this shit anymore.
Then you have to download the SoundCloud app to listen to them. Like, who wants to download the SoundCloud
Right.
app?
I used to
Okay.
have SoundCloud, and then I deleted it, and now I'm like, okay, great, everything that I want to listen to now is on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And like, I can't delete it because I have like the world's worst phone.
I have the app. It's lit.
Yeah, well, good for you, Jimmy.
But we were talking about Cleveland in the beginning. So
Oh,
and
yeah,
where you
let's
guys are
get back to-
from, and how'd you guys meet? How long have you been playing together?
Jimmy and I met first through like a mutual friend, like my best friend's sister, was Jimmy's friend, and then like she introduced us, and we started like jamming and stuff, and we played together for like about a year, just like around Cleveland, like doing a gig every now and then in December last year we got our bassist, and then in what was it, February or January?
I think
March, it was just like a.
I think it was January because I started a tragic
Oh,
in January,
Yeah.
and I forced you to practice with us.
That's true. I think I started jamming with the Sonder Bombs like last January, but we didn't officially like announce I was in the band until like March.
Yeah.
Because we had like a show coming up, and we're like, oh, okay, we should probably tell people we have a drummer.
Yeah, we're trying to get hype for the show, so we're gonna like make it exciting by saying it's our first show with a drummer, and people will be like, "Whoa!" It kind of worked. I don't know.
But since
Only
then,
kind of.
we've played like 50 shows. Actually, probably like
Way more.
60 or 70 now. We just
Yeah.
played 5 this week, and we've got a ton more coming up. Like we've got at least like 10 more shows booked, and a couple little like fests.
Yeah, so we've been playing together for a while though.
Yeah,
Cool.
it seems
For at least,
like
like, a year.
It seems like a lot longer than a year though.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing.
It's amazing what can happen in a year. Like
Yeah.
2017,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
hell of a year.
It's gone. I haven't registered as 2018 yet. It's like March.
Yeah, really? Like every day I
Oh.
look at the calendar, I'm like, what day is it? Where am I?
Right?
Especially
It is-
this week.
It just flies by. Yeah, speaking of this week, you guys want to talk about the tour you went on? You from Cleveland to New York to Pittsburgh and some other places too.
Yeah, it was really fun. Yeah, so we're from Cleveland, we drove to Kent, and then the next day we went to New Jersey,
Yeah.
Union, New Jersey. We played at this place called Rob's Place. It's another like house venue, like DIY spot,
Cool.
and that was really cool. Our friends from the Hannahs, which are out in New Jersey, they've played in Cleveland a few times with us, and they hooked us up with a show there, which was really nice because like it being our first tour, like
We don't know.
we don't know
Oh,
anyone.
this is your first tour.
Yeah, this
that's
is our
crazy.
first time going like farther than Pittsburgh. So up until like this past week, Pittsburgh was the farthest we'd been, and so it was like really nice, like having like friends out in other cities so that we could get out there. But yeah, it was a really good turnout. And then after that, we went to Philly. We played at this place called JJ's Diner. It's run by a bunch of like badass fucking ladies. And
Hell yeah.
it's really interesting because apparently it was like it's like the old modern baseball house.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
really?
called what, Michael Jordan or something?
Michael Jordan House.
Michael Jordan House.
Yeah. Modern Baseball used to live there, and they used to throw house shows, and then they
Yeah.
passed it down to the ladies of JJ's Diner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now they run it, and it's
Yeah.
it's just so it's cool because it's like one legendary house down to another. And
Oh no, that's awesome.
yeah, and we played with some fucking awesome bands in
Super cool.
in Philly, like ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Remember any names? Or?
Yeah,
Yeah, Sleepy Freak.
Sleepy Freak. Oh
they
my
were
god.
amazing. And then
She was so
Past
good.
Life headlined
Past
it.
Life. Yeah.
Yeah. Past Life are going on tour, I think, like in a week or two, too. I don't know if they're coming through Pittsburgh, but they're definitely coming through...
I've heard that name before.
Cleveland,
Yeah, I
Across
think
the
they've
area.
been around a few times.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
They were really fun, too. They were both amazing. It was a really good
That was a
show.
good night.
And then yesterday we played in Brooklyn, New York, and that was really fun.
You played at Muchmore's.
Yeah, we played at
right?
Muchmore's.
That was the first venue I played at in Brooklyn when I was living up there. I just
Yeah.
moved last October back.
Oh,
I was
cool.
living
yeah.
in Brooklyn, so yeah,
Hell
Muchmore's
yeah.
is an interesting venue.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a really interesting venue.
I've heard good things about it from everyone, but we played on a Sunday, and we got unlucky. The band that opened for us,
Not
They-
naming any names.
yeah, not naming names, but they didn't.
They were super rude, basically.
Yeah,
Long
Not
story
cool.
short, they're really rude.
yeah.
No
So,
couth.
but
Yeah.
but the band Tanya Harding.
Oh my
headlining,
God, they were so good.
They killed. Like they were really cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk.
Um,
Great name.
Yeah,
It's
it's
cool,
a
'cause
great
we-
name. Yeah, I'm excited about that for like that reason alone.
We've gotten to play with like a lot of women too on this tour, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
Which I actually wanted to talk to you about. How is it being a front woman in like the DIY scene? What are your experiences?
I mean, I guess it's about the same as anyone else
Yeah.
so far.
Cool.
I mean, yeah, like I don't know, like being a front woman like isn't necessarily different than being like a front man, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
It's I mean, obviously we have different experiences and like songs are like written from different perspectives, but yeah, it's been fun.
Awesome.
And like people have responded
That's
really well
the
to
best
us.
response that you
Yeah.
could give, honestly.
Yeah, people have been like really responsive and supportive, and like our like everyone it seems like in the Cleveland scene like really tries to like build each other up, you know, which
That's
is
what the Pittsburgh scene is like.
yeah,
too.
Yeah.
and oh my god, I know that's why we love Pittsburgh because it's like the same kind of like homey, like cuddly vibes, you know, like
Yeah, no,
everybody's
it's
super
definitely
nice to
homey.
each other and supportive, and like so that's how it is in Cleveland too. So it's been really nice. I think it's gone a lot better than like we ever thought it would. I mean, it's my first band, so I like never really knew what to expect. But like Jimmy and Eric here, like they've been in bands before that haven't gotten.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played drums in a lot of bands for a lot of different genres, and you know, sometimes like even when you think you have like an awesome thing going on, like you know, sometimes it's not the right time.
Yeah, I
or,
know.
You know, or something happens, you can't find like committed band members. You know, you think you have like the coolest song you ever wrote, and then you find out that like somebody wrote that riff like 6 years ago. You know, I literally this just happened. I was just like, oh man, I wrote this like sick riff. This is the coolest shit I ever wrote. Like, I can't wait to show Willow. Like, 'cause it's about to be a smash hit. Like, here comes, you know, Atlantic Records. Watch out. And I played it for a song, and they're like, oh, that's that band, Live or like Live or like LIVE.
Live, like
Oh!
throwing
the-
copper
the
live.
band, and he played this fucking riff. He's just like, yeah, dude, like that's a really popular song, and he played it out on his phone. He's like, yeah, dude, you like wrote a song that
Like
already exists. I was
lightning
like,
crashes.
"Motherfucker." And he's right. It was the same. It was the same riff. It was just like down 3 whole steps, and I was pissed. But
That's when you put a capo on. You just slap a capo on it,
Oh.
and you say, "Look, boom, new." Like
Yes.
literally,
Thank you.
literally
Thank
every
you.
song I've written on ukulele, I'm just like, oh, like, let me just, like, change the key a half step.
Songwriting in a
Look at that,
nutshell.
new song.
No, I get that struggle of like I've been in 2 bands where I thought, man, this is it. Well, I mean, I'm in bands now that I feel the same way. It's about cross your fingers, but it fell apart. I don't even know what happened. I'm just, that's not a thing anymore.
Something
this
about
life
being
now.
in the Sonder Bombs though has been like different though. Like I think this is like the luckiest band that we've ever been in. Like I don't know. I feel like we've been awarded some really cool opportunities, and I don't know if that's because like people actually just like dig the music and like want to support us. I mean, I joined the band because I dig Will's songwriting and I like Jimmy. He's okay.
Jimmy's cool.
He's okay. No, these two write some pretty cool tunes. So I was really happy when they asked me to be the drummer.
Well, you're the world's best drummer.
Oh,
basically.
We tell everybody that, and like I feel really bad for all the other drummers because like
They're not as good as Eric.
you're the best. Like you're just so good.
No offense, Ian, but Eric's the
and
best.
you literally like split your fucking hands open like every practice and every show, and you just like don't stop. You just keep going.
Oh.
You're so punk rock.
Play through the
dude.
veins.
Well, you guys are extremely tight for real. Like all your fills are super dope. Your
He's
tone on your ukulele, it sounds like a piano at some point.
I could see that. I think it was because I was running it through
Like it was like through a practice amp that was being run through a cab.
Yeah, like he was using like an orange cab, and then he was using like a little like Vox practice amp as the head.
We borrowed
Like,
Jimmy Mayo's amp. Shout out to Jimmy Mayo, they were amazing. They have
Alex
thing
Morgan is
coming
a
out this
sweetheart.
Saturday. Whenever
They're
this
really
comes.
good.
They're really cool.
Mm-hmm. The 3-song EP.
But yeah, so we borrowed his amp tonight, and like, so that's probably why.
Like I was closing my eyes, and honestly, it almost felt like Ben Folds 5 at a point, like just like someone rocking on the piano, but it was a freaking ukulele. It was really surreal. It was really cool.
Cool.
It's like that same like frequency, like space.
Yeah.
You know, it feels that same. It's nice though. Like I think it like makes the songs feel like
What is
bigger,
that?
Oh,
you know
full
what
as
I mean?
hell. Like for real.
Well, right. Like there's not always like a ton happening, but it can still sound like a lot. And my big thing, obviously, like being a drummer is like being like really dynamic and like really working around like what Willow plays, and usually like she doesn't have an idea for a drum set or a drum beat or whatever, or maybe like a rough idea, but she's not always like the best at communicating to me. 'Cause she's not
I
a
don't
drummer.
know what I'm talking about. Most
She'll
of the
be like, play like, you know, like the thing like. You know, kind of like that front bottoms thing, and I'll be like, oh yeah, like I got what you mean when you say like a front bottoms pattern, like no, not that one, the other one. I'll be like, oh okay, this one, yeah, okay, that's like how a lot of it happens. So I basically have free reign to play drums and do whatever.
Yeah, I think for like the most part, like when I like bring songs to y'all, it's kind of just like. It's like an idea, but it's like a blank like canvas for the most part, with just like, you know, it's got the frame, and I also have no idea. Like I don't know anything about music theory. Like I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's probably like our biggest hurdle when it comes to writing songs is like when I do have an idea, which is very rare for like another instrument in the band. I cannot like communicate what it is because I don't know what I'm talking about ever.
Yeah. I played trumpet in high school, and I had all that.
You play trumpet and drums. I also play trumpet and drums. That was my like 5th grade when you chose your instrument. I already played drums, so my mom's like,
"You got a family of drummers. I didn't want to be another one, so I wanted to be a saxophone player." And they said, "No, man, we don't got."
Play saxophone. I swear to God.
Why is there so many trumpet drummers? I've met a lot of trumpet drummers.
We saw a picture of Eric this weekend, and it was him playing trumpet with one hand and like drumming on a full kit with the other one.
I did that in that New York band where I played much more. I did trumpet drum. That was a 7-piece band. I was shoved in the back. You know that stage at Muchmore's that was like dark in the back?
Yeah.
I swear I played. It was wonderful. No
Wow,
one could
y'all
see
are
me.
looking a lot more similar now that I think about it.
I got a red beanie. Too,
I just got the ponytail. I apologize about that.
I had the ponytail, no longer.
I like
You
You had a
alright.
ponytail?
I like you.
Before I met you.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah,
I need to see these
I had long
pictures.
hair.
There was
Hell yeah.
I had a shaved head, like straight razor a few years
I've
ago.
never done that.
I lost a drunken bet.
Ooh.
And my friend was going to barber school. It was-
Oh my god.
the warm towel afterwards was amazing.
I bet.
Yeah.
But it was pretty rough.
But yeah.
And I did it another time too. I went, do it again. Like a week later, I went, do it
I didn't
again.
learn my lesson the first time.
And then I went home, and my little niece ran up to me and knocked my hat off and cried. Completely cried. I devastated her. I was like, I can't do this ever again.
I remember when my dad shaved his mustache when I was like 4.
That like freaks kids the fuck out. Like you always see videos of like babies who have only ever seen their dads like with like huge fucking beards. And then, like, they'll shave them and, like, record the reaction. They'll just start screaming, like, who's this stranger? Like,
that'd be a horrible feeling as a parent. Like, what did I do?
like I just, like, traumatized my child by shaving my mustache.
Not in this life, you broke my heart too many times. Try to make it right. You hated all my friends and all my jokes and everything I ever said. My dogs, my foes. So I'm sorry to be the one that has to let you know that you should just let go. Sorry we did.
Hell yeah.
It's
Lock him up.
Tonight was one of the better sounding shows we played. Probably the best, honestly, like, in terms of sound for the past 5 days we played.
Yeah, I've never been to Verona, so it was cool.
Aw.
This is my first show back.
Welcome.
And yeah, it sounds really nice down there. I showed up at the snack review.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
The Brett
that was-
Shoemaker
that was
snack
amazing.
review.
Love that band.
Yeah. I love that band.
Great stuff.
Honestly,
Very
like
exciting.
next time we tour, we should hit up Brett and be like, "Yo, you trying to do like snack reviews every night before?"
We'll pay him
our set?
$10 a night and we'll give him snacks.
We'll buy his
Yeah.
snacks too. Yeah.
Oh, there's so much you can
we can
do.
have review snacks like while we're tuning. So like there's something happening while we're tuning. We don't gotta worry about
Just
stage
pops out of
banner.
nowhere, like, all right,
Yeah.
so this one we got, and then it's out of nowhere, but you're gone.
We had some like celery soda in
Oh,
Philadelphia
it was
a
so
couple days
gross.
ago.
Are you kidding? It was delicious. I wanted
You're
more.
I didn't dislike it.
It was called Cell Ray by
Cell Ray?
Brown. I think it was Brown
Yeah.
Soda.
Anyways, I just wish we brought it.
It was so good. It was like ginger ale esque, like ginger beer kind of, but it was like celery flavored soda. I loved it.
You loved
Had
it?
a weird
We
aftertaste,
convinced-
but it was really sweet at the same time.
It was a little peppery. We convinced the dude who was working there. This was at Federal Donuts, which was
In
awesome
Philly.
in Philly.
Yeah.
Awesome
Amazing.
place. Convinced the dude working there to try it because he'd never had it before and he loved it. So we're
Jeremy
changing
Birkin.
lives.
Shout out to Jeremy Birkin.
Yeah.
He.
Oh, he also booked our show.
Yeah, he booked. That was the best part. Okay, so
was
he.
just working at this donut
Like
place.
he booked our show in Philly.
You
and
didn't
so
know he worked there?
No, he booked our show in Philly, and then like we hung out with him all night, and then he went home, and then the next day we woke up and we're like, damn, we need some fucking donuts. And Harrison's friend from Brooklyn was like, yo, can you pick me up some Federal donuts? And we were like, fuck yeah. And then we go in there, and the first fucking person that we see is Jeremy, who we had just seen like maybe 10 hours ago. And then,
Dang.
yeah, he's great though.
Yeah. Oh, he's amazing.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
That happened today in New York too. The
Yeah.
person whose house we crashed at, she like left us her apartment and like stayed at her partner's, and then this morning we went to go get bagels at this bagel shop because they have these really like obnoxious rainbow bagels. They're so good. But we walk in, and, like, the first person I see sitting there is the girl who let us crash at her house. Like, of all the places in New York City for, like, all of us to get breakfast at.
You mentioned Harrison. I wanted to ask you about how was it touring with him? He will drive you around and
Yeah,
apparently
okay.
play bass and be your dad?
Honestly,
Trash dad?
he was our trash daddy. He oh my god. I can't even, like, put into words how great Harrison was for this first tour. He taught us so much. Like, he really showed us the fucking reins. Because, you know, he's been, like, all over.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on a ton of fucking tours. And he's driven a bunch of bands. So, like, not only is he, like, a legendary tour dad, but he's also, like, that van, Cool Studs, is a legendary van. So,
Yeah.
it was really cool. It was really comfy. Everything was, like, really clean. Like, he's super professional. He's a great driver. And then, yeah, he also played bass for us on this tour, which was really nice.
Yeah.
He's so fucking great. Oh my god.
Jumping ship again.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Tell me about the Cleveland scene a little bit, like some of your favorite bands. I know
Awesome.
I love Punch Drunk Tagalongs.
Oh my god.
They're
Yes.
amazing.
They're so fucking good, and they're just like the sweetest people ever.
Alicia's the coolest chick ever.
Mhm.
She's amazing. That band is great, and they are putting an album out called Hazy on April 6th. And if you're listening to this podcast, you should go open up a new tab on your phone and go listen to that shit because it's fucking great, and they're
it's
an
really
awesome
good.
band.
And if you're in Pittsburgh next Monday, the 26th, they'll be playing at the Bush now.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they are on tour.
They're
Yeah,
gonna be
they
staying.
are going on tour next week. Yeah.
They're gonna be staying with me and my girlfriend Laura. We actually went there during Christmas break. I'll call it. My coffee shop had like a 2-week where we weren't working, and I went to Lakewood and stayed with them and played a little acoustic show.
That's really cool.
And this is a little gross. I'm sorry, but they had Aldi brand white box wine, and I had like 3 little glasses like that. I puked up blood the whole night. It was crazy.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
It was crazy. I don't know if they know that. I didn't they left before we left, and I'm not gonna be like, hey yo, I was like puking blood all night. That's what I say. They didn't mention this. I was like, I cleaned up. I was like very meticulous.
Puking up wine is like the fucking worst.
It wasn't red wine. It was definitely blood.
Oh my god, I puked up red wine. Let me tell you, it's like
Spaghetti?
it's literally terrifying.
It's gross. It smells good though.
It does smell good.
It smells good.
It does. It smells like red wine. But yeah, so Punch Drunk is awesome, and then
Heart Attack Man.
Heart Attack Man.
They're my
Oh,
boys.
yeah.
I was gonna say Bitch Seat too. They're like a newer band. They have one single out online. It's on Bandcamp. It's called Bitch Seat. They're so fucking cool.
They got a full
And
EP coming out.
they have a full
End of
EP
April.
coming out on 420. Just,
yeah.
just
Oh.
blaze.
And
We're
Just
playing
stream.
that show with
We're
them.
playing with that, and we're playing with Heart Attack Man the next day. Also, this band called Dark Spring.
Oh my god, Dark
fucking-
Spring!
They're like the best band ever.
Dark Spring's like super fucking good. Carson is ultra homie. Georgia Lucarelli.
Ultra homie.
Georgia Lucarelli is better than me at drums.
Okay, Eric, you need to stop.
I heard you were
doing
the
that
best
to
drummer.
yourself.
Why are you saying that?
See, except for George. Like, George is stupid good. Like,
Stupid good.
oh man. And sometimes he does stupid shit, but he is also
Oh
a
my
stupid
God.
good drummer.
Eric.
They put out a record like in
Love you,
October,
George.
and I've seriously listened to it like
It's so
almost
good.
once every day since then. Like
It's really
every now and
good.
then there's like a day I won't listen to it, but I listen to it twice the next day. Like
Oh, yeah, catch up.
Oh,
Dark
shit.
Spring?
Dark
Yeah, Dark
Spring,
Spring.
yeah.
Dark Spring.
There's someone else too who's like coming to mind, and I can't. Oh my god.
Runaway Brother.
Runaway Brother,
Oh,
obviously.
yeah, they're very good.
Runaway Brother is like the
Mhm.
shit. No, but there's another band that is like. Oh my god, my brain is farting.
There's
There's a lot of
there's
What's
so
the
many good
obsessed
bands
with?
from there's so many
Oh,
good
City
bands.
Cop.
City Cop, yes.
I feel like I've heard
And-
that
City
name.
Cop's been around
Alomar.
for a minute.
Alomar.
They're both
Yeah.
from Akron,
They've been around for a while.
and and so City Cop has been around for like 10 years, and then their lead singer / frontman Eddie has his own side project called Alomar, and it's just like acoustic, and it's so good. They're both so
Yeah.
good.
Charles Walker from North Carolina, I just played a show with them, and they played with that act.
Alomar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they really liked.
Yeah.
City Cop's like nuts. So they're like, I don't know, post-hardcore, like, or
Okay.
just hardcore. I don't know, like, but the catch with
Between-
them is their guitarist plays an acoustic guitar, but he like fucking shreds.
He's like my acoustic inspiration.
Yeah,
Max Adams
When
is
we recorded,
such a badass.
we have a piece of a cinder block that we had the band autograph because it broke at one of their shows.
Oh yeah, they went so hard. They went so fucking hard.
Yeah.
That there was like a big like
Cinder block.
cinder block like in front of the drum set at like
Oh, yeah.
our like local like venue, and they knocked it off. Like the drummer was just like going so fucking hard that it fell off this like little like platform, and then they picked it up and they put it back on, and then it fell off again, and it just like completely crumbled. And the week before, another one of our bands, Ghost Slime, that's who I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Ghost Slime. They're also from Akron.
Back talk too.
And Beck Talk, yeah. But Ghost Slime, the week before, we were there, and they knocked off the brick, and they, like, a little chip came off of it. And so I picked it up and I saved it. I was like, that was so badass. I'm going to remember them, like, chipping the cinder block forever. And then the next week, City Cop just, like, literally
Destroys the block.
destroyed it.
Destroyed it.
The same venue.
So I took a chunk of it, and then I had them all sign it. And then, yeah, we brought it to the studio so I could, like, channel that, like, hardcore acoustic power.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you don't meet, or you don't see a lot of bands that are, like, heavier or, like, I don't know.
Aggressive.
Like, more
and
intense,
punk.
you know?
But like an
With-
acoustic instrument is like the main driving rhythm.
Yeah, and that's like
So-
one of our like goals as a
Yeah.
band is to do that kind of thing too with like the ukulele. So like yeah, we
No,
love
you're
City Cop.
succeeding.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
this. We have one song on the album we just recorded where I use like some pretty intense like double bass pedal. Like we definitely like take some like metal you know.
Oh yeah.
It's a song called Title. The second half of the song just like goes some like really dark, like heavier places with some like really really cool gang vocals and just like a ton of things going on. Jimmy has some like really heavy distortion. We layered like a bunch of guitars, like
Yeah, we went hard on
like
that
10
one.
There's a
guitars.
little
Like
System of a Down
Yeah, it's like
in there.
Great band.
yeah, I
Never
love
forget-
them so much.
never
They're,
forget
like,
how
one of
they
the first
did.
bands I ever really got into.
They were great. Like
we listened
they
to a lot
were.
of System of a Down in the van in the last.
I don't want them to come back. I don't think that would be good.
I
But
was-
they were great.
They I guess like they had like 15
Psyched.
songs that they're gonna put out, but then like they decided like they weren't good enough. And I'm kind of bummed because I want to hear them, but I'd rather them not put out something than put out like a mediocre record.
Well, anybody an As Cities Burn fan? Ever hear that band?
Mm-mm.
Hardcore band? I'm actually wearing their shirt, but they the opposite. They died and then they came back and they released these two horrible songs and then they come back to life and then they die and then they come back to life and then they cancel tours. I'm just like, why did she just die? You're ruining it. You're ruining it. Stop.
Yeah, exactly.
But so what is new? What's in the future? You said a tour. We have an album.
Yeah, we have an album that we just recorded. We don't know what we're doing with it yet. We're gonna probably send it around, see if anybody wants it.
I want it, but I
Well,
understand.
like
I
labels, not like
understand.
people. Yeah.
I understand. I have to wait.
We'll sell you our record for $3. It's like Craigslist. No.
But yeah, we're gonna shop it, see if we get picked up.
We want a team of people who kind of can believe in us. We want to do some more tours, like but bigger with some cooler bands. And
Yeah, we would love to like hop on like a tour. Like open, like be like an opening,
Oh yeah, the dream.
like tour
Yeah.
support.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That'd be sick.
There's a million cool bands, and
they're all touring, so we just gotta.
we have a lot of friends who are touring. So it's just kind of like we want to make that happen, and we kind of want to slowly transition to where we are doing this, like most of the time.
Yep.
If not all the time. So.
Awesome.
That's the fucking dream, though.
The dream, yeah.
And until then, we're just gonna play a bunch of shows with our buddies in cities nearby, and
Yeah.
And that's
Basements and living
Do a few
rooms, or wherever
basements
we
and
can.
rooms. Do a
Yeah,
few
that's,
weekend runs
that's kind
here
of
and
like what
there.
this
Yeah.
whole weekend was about. Is just kind of get down here for the first time. We just played 5 shows in a row.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It's really weird touring, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, because it's just weird waking up in one city and then going to sleep in another one.
I can only imagine.
It's weird.
I'm doing that for the first time in May and June.
Yeah.
My band
Aw.
String Machine's going out.
Fuck yeah, where are you going?
We're going to Kalamazoo, Chicago, Cincinnati, Cleveland.
You're coming to
Hit us
Cleveland?
up, send us that
I
page
actually need
invite.
to-
Hey, if you need a place to crash, hit us up because we got a bunch of couches.
Yeah, we got 3 couches in our apartment.
3
Yeah.
couches?
3
Can't beat
One of them's
that.
little, but like 2 of them are like.
They're
One's a
all
love
from
seat?
like.
Yeah, one's a love seat.
Yeah.
I got 3 real couches. One's a futon, but 2.
Okay, a
Steve
futon. Where's the real one?
Dixon!
It's not even
Full
better
size
though. Like it
couches.
turns into a bed.
Yeah, I
Like,
got
it's
2
more ideal.
cats.
We got one
cats.
cat.
Yeah, Eric's better than us in the couch and cat situation.
Alicia and Caleb have 3 cats.
Really?
And I hung out
You know,
I've never been to
I
their
literally
place.
never knew that they were crazy cat people, but that actually.
Oh my
makes me
God.
really happy.
They
Yeah.
are cat people. They have this one real tubby cat. I forget her name, but they have an automated laser that. I can't believe I'm telling the story, but they have
Is it like a machine that does?
Yes, exercise the cat.
That's so cool.
Oh man.
That's a good idea.
I never saw that before.
They got a Nerf gun they have a cat capo. And
Capo.
Yeah.
they shoot the little Nerf darts.
Yeah, because our
Wow,
apartment is just like
okay.
one long hallway with like rooms off the side. So we stand at like one end of the apartment and we like sit there with like the Nerf gun and we shoot it and she just like she flies and you just like watch her like little tubby butt like jiggle into the Xeon. It's great. I
That's
love
so
her.
wonderful. Guys, thanks so much for talking to me.
Yeah, thank you for coming out.
Oh, that was a blast.
Before I trip over
Let's make
my
this
tongue and
Oh,
we're
yeah, that was
headed
beautiful.
for the hills. It's my mess and it's my fault. And I just hope and pray that this will kill us all. I wanna move somewhere new, do with you. I wanna
Aren't they sweet? I really hope I get to hang out with them again. That was not enough time. Make sure you check them on their upcoming tours and listen to that album when it comes out. I know I will be. Well, that's all I have for y'all. I really hope you enjoyed it. Keep up with us. Like us on all the social medias and whatnot. We release every Friday, and we're streaming on all platforms now. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. So check us out on that. Please subscribe, rate, review. We really appreciate that. Go like the Sonder Bombs and follow them. Go to any of those shows I was talking about if you're in the area or you want to. It's really important to support your local scene. So they only cost like $5 to $7, most of them. So head out and support local music. It's important. I want to thank everybody over at sweetstatic.com and the Earthwalk Collective for powering this podcast. I couldn't do it without any of you. And I want to thank you, the listeners, for listening and all the positive feedback I've been getting back. I really appreciate it. And I thank you. It warms my heart. Well, everybody, this is Ian saying, see you later.
No static. No static.